You know they're wrong for you. You've known it for months. Maybe longer. But every night, without fail, your mind drags you back to them. Not to the fights. Not to the lies. To that one moment. That one version of them that felt like the safest place on earth. And you sit there thinking, what is wrong with me? Nothing. Absolutely nothing is wrong with you. But what's happening inside your brain right now? That's a different story. Stay with me. Your brain is literally going through withdrawal. I'm not being dramatic. Scientists have scanned the brains of people going through a breakup and the regions that light up. The exact same regions that activate in cocaine addicts who can't get their fix. When you were with this person, your brain was getting flooded every single day, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin. The whole cocktail. And now that they're gone, your brain is running on empty. It's desperate. It's screaming for that hit again. That's why you check their Instagram at 2 a.m. That's why you replay that one conversation on loop. That's why you almost texted them last Tuesday for absolutely no reason. It's not weakness. It's not pathetic. It's chemistry. The hard part is, knowing it's bad for you doesn't make the craving stop. Nobody quits cigarettes just because they read the warning label. Here's something that hit me hard the first time I heard it. You're probably not missing them. You're missing the version of yourself that existed when you were with them. Think about it. When things were good, you felt chosen. You felt seen. You had a place to belong. That relationship gave you an identity. And when it ended, a piece of who you thought you were went with it. So this grief you're carrying? It's not just about losing a person. It's an identity crisis. You're grieving a future you had already planned out in your head. The apartment. The trips. The life. That's why it hits so much harder than people expect. Your friends are like, just move on, and you're thinking, move on to what? Who even am I now? Now here's the part that will probably make you uncomfortable. The people who treat you the worst are almost always the hardest to let go of. And psychology has a name for why. It's called intermittent reinforcement. And it's the same thing that makes gambling so addictive. Think about a slot machine. It doesn't pay every time. It pays randomly. And that unpredictability, the not knowing when the reward is coming, actually creates a stronger addiction than something that's consistently good. Now apply that to a person. They're cold and distant for weeks. Then one night they're the most loving person you've ever met. Then they pull away again. Then they come back. Your brain locks onto those rare good moments with obsessive intensity. You're not chasing who they are, you're chasing who they were that one Thursday in October. The hot and cold, the push and pull, the I miss you followed by 3 days of silence, that's not passion. That's a trap. And most people spend years inside it without ever realizing what's actually happening to them. Okay. This is the deepest part. And I need you to really sit with this one. This person didn't create your wound. They just found it. The reason they have such a hold on you, it's almost never entirely about them. Most of the time, the people we can't release touch something that was already broken long before they showed up. A fear of abandonment. A need to prove you're worth staying for. A deep belief somewhere underneath everything that love is supposed to feel like uncertainty. Where did that come from? For most people, childhood. A parent who was sometimes warm and sometimes completely checked out. Being loved conditionally. Learning early that affection is something you have to earn, or wait for, or fight to keep. This person activated all of that. That's why it feels ancient. That's why the pain is so disproportionate. You're not just grieving them, you're grieving everyone who ever made you feel like you weren't quite enough. Real quick, because this one needs to be said. You're allowed to miss someone who was bad for you. Stop fighting yourself over it. The world tells you they were toxic, just get over it, you're better off. And maybe that's true. But grief doesn't care about logic. Real feelings don't become fake just because the relationship was unhealthy. You can know with complete certainty that leaving was right, and still cry in your car on a Tuesday. Both things are real. Stop suppressing it. The more you fight it, the longer it stays. Feel it. All of it. That's not weakness, that's the only door out. So, how do you actually get out? First, stop trying to stop thinking about them. Every time you fight a thought, you give it more power. Instead, when they pop into your head, just notice it. There's that thought again. Don't chase it, don't fight it. Let it pass like a car going by outside. Second, interrupt the biology. Cold showers, hard exercise, breath work, these physically move your nervous system out of withdrawal mode. Force your body to start making its own dopamine again. This actually works. Third, rebuild who you are. Go back to the person you were before them. What did you love? What did you want? That person didn't disappear, they just got quiet. Go find them. And fourth, work on the real wound. Not the breakup. The older thing underneath it. Because if you don't, you'll end up in the same relationship with a different face. That's just the truth. Letting go isn't one decision. It's a decision you make over and over, every single day. Some days you make it 10 times before noon. But one day, you'll make it for the last time. Not because you stopped caring, but because you finally started caring about yourself more. If this hit you, hit subscribe and comment one word below that describes how you're feeling right now. Just one word. I read every single one.